Okay, when I say the word karma, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably some big cosmic system of rewards and punishments, right? But what if that popular idea is kind of missing the whole point? What if karma is something way more grounded, way more immediate?
I mean, really, is there some invisible force out there with a giant spreadsheet just keeping score of all our good and bad deeds, ready to dish out good luck or bad luck? The sources we're digging into today suggest that this whole view might be a huge misunderstanding of what's actually a very practical, very impersonal law of nature. So here's a much more powerful way to frame it. Instead of some external judge, I want you to picture the law of the farm. Think about it. A farmer's harvest isn't a reward or a punishment. It's just the direct, natural result of the seeds they planted and how they cared for the soil. It's just cause and effect, plain and simple.
So if we want to work skillfully with our own lives, we've got to move past this idea of cosmic judgment. We need to start seeing karma as this observable, natural process, something as reliable and predictable as gravity. It's not really about morality. It's all about mechanics. This whole framework also changes how we talk about our actions. Instead of good or bad, let's try wholesome or unwholesome. And look, these aren't moral labels. They're just practical, results-based descriptions. Wholesome actions, they lead toward peace. Unwholesome actions, they inevitably lead toward suffering. The focus is always on the outcome.
This quote from Ajahn Vayama, who is a Buddhist nun from the Thai forest tradition, just nails it. Our lives unfold as one thing leads to another. Life isn't being puppeteered by some fixed central me. It's this incredibly intricate, impersonal dance of cause and effect. One thing just leads to the next, and what we call ourself is just part of that constant flow.
And to really see how this law plays out in a deeply human way, let's dive into a traditional story from Sri Lanka. It's this incredible parable that shows just how the seeds we plant can produce a harvest that stretches across generations.
Okay, so our story starts with a young man who's just taken over the family farm. His dad is elderly, can't work anymore, and pretty much just rests all day. But as the son is out there toiling in the fields, he starts to resent his father's quiet retirement. And soon enough, that resentment starts to poison everything he does.
And this resentment, it came out in these small, cruel ways. The father wasn't served first at dinner anymore. His food was always given to him on this old, cracked plate, a daily, painful reminder of his new, lowered status in the very family he'd spent his life building.
So years go by and the old farmer passes away. After the funeral, the son is cleaning out his father's old things, and he sees his own young child carefully, quietly putting that same cracked plate aside. And in that one moment, in that one silent action, the farmer saw his entire future laid out in front of him. He had just begun to harvest the bitter fruit of the seeds he himself had planted.
Wow, this story, it reveals such a profound truth, doesn't it? We are always teaching other people how to treat us. The son's disrespect literally became the blueprint for the disrespect he was going to receive. He taught his own child exactly how to diminish him, and in doing that, he basically sealed his own fate.
And that parable leads us right to this powerful, powerful realization. We are the architects of our own experience. We're not just passive victims of fate. Every single choice we make, no matter how tiny it seems, is an act of creation. It's shaping the world that we're going to live in tomorrow.
So how does this actually work? Well, this chain of events here breaks it down perfectly. Our past choices, they build up and become our habits. Those habits then shape our intentions in the present moment, and our intentions, well, they're what drive the actions that ultimately create our future. You can really see how deeply we're shaped by our own history of choices.
Okay, so if the law of the farm is the how this all works, what's the tool we can use to engage with it? That tool is mindfulness. It's the essential skill that lets us actually see the seeds in our hand before we plant them, so we can consciously, intentionally cultivate a better harvest.
Now, mindfulness isn't some mystical, floaty state. It's an incredibly practical skill. It's all about creating a space in the mind, like a little pause button between a feeling popping up and our reaction to it. That brief pause, that's where all our freedom is. It's the moment we get to choose a wholesome response instead of just reacting on autopilot.
Here's a super simple example from Ajahn Vayama. Let's say you wake up feeling sad. The unmindful reaction is to immediately think, I feel sad, therefore I am a sad person. And boom, your whole day is ruined. You've completely become the feeling. But with a mindful observation, you notice, there was a feeling of sadness present. and you remember that moods come and go. You just observe it without becoming it. That tiny little shift changes absolutely everything. And this brings us right back to our main idea, doesn't it? Karma isn't about being punished or rewarded by some force out there. It's just about experiencing the natural results of our own actions. The harvest of your life, your future, is determined entirely by the seeds you choose to plant, right here, right now.
So it really all comes down to this one question. Realizing that you are the farmer of your own life, that you have the power to choose what you cultivate, what seeds are you going to plant today?